Welcome to the very first solo episode of New Friends. I'm Jordana Bryant. I love doing interviews. I think it's so fun getting to bring my friends on. But I wanted to do some solo episodes, one, so that I don't have to find a guest every week, but two, so that we can have some conversations, just you and me, and I can answer questions. And today, I thought it would be really fun to talk about feeling like you're falling behind and comparison. I feel like that's one thing that I've really struggled with over the last few years. I mean, I think that when I was in school, I don't know, I always loved trying to get the best grades and like that gave me such validation, and I feel like seeing a number on a test was such a like if it was a high number then like I was doing great, and then all of a sudden being in like the real world and not really having that like validation, I feel like it was something where it's easy to just like look on social media and feel like other people are doing better than you. Or like also once you're out of school and you're kind of on your own, it's kind of like I don't know, it in some ways feels like it's all up to you to be like successful, and it's easy to look online and feel like other people are ahead of you, or that like you're not making progress, especially because I think that most careers, I know music is this way, it's not like linear, like you can be working really hard and that progress can be accumulating, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's gonna show. And I feel like for me, especially when I moved to Nashville, it was so easy to like feel like I was doing great. Like, oh my gosh, this video just hit 50,000 views. Like, that's awesome. And then, like, I start scrolling, and someone else who I know just had a video hit 1 million views. And I'm like, gosh, well, my video's not there. So clearly I'm not doing as well. And I think that that's not just a music thing. Like, I think we all feel that with, like, if you're posting photos of yourself and you're like, oh, I look great in this. Like, I feel really good. And then you scroll down two more posts and then you see someone who you think looks prettier. Or, like, is taller or skinnier or whatever it is. I feel like it's one thing that I have like talked so much to. I mean, I love my mom, she's the best, and she can kind of tell whenever I'm down, and we talk so much about it, and I feel like I almost need like weekly reminders of like you're not in a comparison game with other people. You're in a comparison game with yourself and being a better version of yourself today than you were yesterday. And I don't know. I don't know that I've really figured out how to do it without like with still being on social media. I think that like when I'm feeling the best, it's when I'm just not like scrolling on social media and I'm not looking at other people's posts and like successes and stuff like that, because I don't know that I've necessarily like figured out how to, I don't know, to scroll on social media and not compare. But I think that I've tried to kind of like focus on what I'm doing and like, writing down the things that I feel proud about myself for. But um, I feel like one point over the last, I don't know, year or two that I really like had to work on not feeling like I was falling behind was at the start of last year, maybe like January of 2024. I had been working with the team for a really long time. I mean, since I had moved to Nashville, and that deal was up and we were talking about signing a new deal. And I think I knew in my gut that it wasn't the right deal for me, and it wasn't the right opportunity. And so I decided to not take that deal. And in the weeks and months after that, I think I really struggled with feeling like I was falling behind, because before then I had a record label. I like it felt and sounded like I was successful, like I was making progress, and all of a sudden, I don't know, I think without that I felt like, am I like falling behind? Should I be making more progress than I am? Are other people more successful than I am? And does that mean that I'm not good enough, or that this isn't what I should be doing? And I think that we all feel that, because I see so many videos and like TikToks and Instagrams, reels that pop up on my feed that are like, you're not falling behind, like progress is something that you can't see, and there's no timeline. And I don't know, I kind of wonder why it is that we all feel this sense of urgency to to make it happen, to be successful. Like, I was thinking about it, and truthfully, I feel like I've felt that my whole life. Like, I remember being a kid and being like, before I turned 11, stressed about it because Miley Cyrus booked Hannah Montana when she turned 11. And I'm like, why did that matter to me that all of a sudden I was 11 and I was not successful because someone else had more success at that age than I had? And I thought about that when I turned like 16 with Taylor Swift, of like, at 16, she, had a number one song. And I don't know why, like, for some reason, being the youngest person to do something mattered so much to me. Like, maybe it was because I was young for my grade, and I always like prided myself on the fact that like I was younger than other kids and I was still keeping up. But I think that that kind of, like, what can be a very healthy behavior of like, yeah, you should feel proud that you're younger than, people who are in the same school year as you and you're still managing to take the same classes and whatever, can also like easily turn into something unhealthy as comparison of like, in order for your success to matter, you need to be younger than someone. And if you're older than someone, then suddenly your success isn't as impressive. And I think that's so interesting because, in some ways, I think that it's more impressive when you're older and it's taken you longer, and yet you still haven't given up and you haven't lost faith or hope, and you've kept going. And I don't know. I think that it's certainly not something I've figured out, but I think that I've tried to like reframe when I feel anxious about my progress. I think I try to reframe it in um, reminding myself that if I'm learning and growing as a person, then I am making progress. And I think that there's so many good examples right now of people who success came to them later in life, and like, look at what they're doing right now, like, I was listening to a podcast about Oprah, and she, had success later on, and like Jelly Roll right now, he won Best New Artist, like in his 40s. And I'm sure there's lots of people out there who are gonna say like, you're 19, how could you be stressed and like feel like you're behind? But I feel like turning 20, which I'll turn 20 in July, it's one of those things that, I don't know, for whatever reason, it like stressed me out. And I know it stressed out a lot of my friends, feeling like, you're in your 20s now, like, you're an adult, you have to have it figured out, you have to like, you know, have a solid job and be, set up for, providing for yourself for the rest of your life. And I don't know that that's true. One of my friends was saying that, they say your brain doesn't develop until you're 25. Like, that should be when you're classified as an adult, not like when you're 18 or when you're 21 even, which I agree with. So anyway, I guess the summary is, I don't know the answer. I don't know what the solution is, but I think that it's a universal feeling to feel like you're falling behind and other people are more successful than you. And I think that when you feel that, you just have to have faith that if you're growing and you're learning and you're a better version of yourself today than you were yesterday, that you're not falling behind. You're right on schedule. And someone said something to me the other day that, oh, no, you know what? It wasn't someone who said it to me. Like, someone said, it was in this Oprah podcast that I watched with Jamie Kern Lima. And she said, the voice of God is calm and it's steady. It's never anxious. When you feel like that feeling inside you, that like anxiety of I'm falling behind, like, that's, I don't know. I don't think that's really the voice of God. And I think that it's really important to just try to like center and find that calmness of. And I think that for myself, it's just reminding me that as long as I'm working hard and trying to learn and grow, that's really all that matters, I guess. Yeah, that's the summary for today. I think that it'll be really fun to get to do more solo episodes. And please, like, send me DMs with questions. I'll post little Instagram story polls of like ask me anything because I want to hear what y'all want to talk about. And I'm just really happy that we're doing this podcast. I feel like it's a really fun chance to just like talk honestly and openly about what we're feeling and experiencing. And I think that most of the time we're feeling the same things. I always say that feelings are universal, and if you're feeling it, I'm probably feeling it or have felt it or will feel it. So I love that we're getting to do this, and thank you for watching. I can't wait to see you in the next episode.